Okay, and welcome back. Today's topic is going to be a controversial one, and some people will agree and some people won't agree, and that's absolutely fine. That is absolutely fine. That is your prerogative. But I know for a fact, this is fundamentally one of the most important concepts you need to understand and embrace fully when you're going after your dream, your vision, your venture, whatever you want to do. It could be a charity or a community group. It could be a business. It could be writing a song. It could be starting a band, whatever you want to do. This is fundamentally the most important thing that you have to carry with you as you're going along and as you're building and as you're growing. You cannot live your life within the bounds of other people's happiness. You can't stop yourself or temper yourself or hold yourself back because you're scared of what other people are going to think or what they're going to say or what they're going to do. You need to set yourself free because people are going to talk and people are going to think things, and you need to go ahead anyway. You need to power right through it, because living your life according to other people's happiness is the fastest way for your own unhappiness, because you're signing up to a set of rules that you didn't actually design. You weren't part of the conversation. And to be honest, those rules come out of other people's insecurities, because when other people see you doing something, it highlights in their life that they're not doing whatever they need to do. So you need to set yourself completely free from what others think. I remember, 5, maybe 6, maybe 7 years ago, I came across a poet. She was called Mikayla the Poet at the time. And she was making waves. She had some incredible writing, some incredible concepts, and she could really, really perform. And I remember saying to her, you need to go hard. You need to not think about what people are going to say. You need to set yourself free and just go for it, because the gifts that are inside you, they're for sharing. What you have inside you is for the world, and you need to get it out to as many people as possible. And her response was, oh no, I don't know what people are going to say. Actually, I can imagine what they're going to say. My church is going to say this, and my family are going to be like this, and my friends are going to be like this, and going to think, oh yeah, who does Mikayla think she is? Da, 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 da. Thankfully, Mikayla decided to go for it. 3,000,000%. You now know her as Mikayla Cole, or Mikayla Bouquet Collinson. She has been part of Channel 4 programs, Netflix programs. Chewing gum is probably what she was famous for. What else? There's been so many other things. She's been in Black Mirror as well. I can't remember all the shows, but she's done a good 5 or 6 different mainstream productions, because she's hungry for it and she goes for it, and she doesn't care what people think anymore. She doesn't care what people are going to say anymore. And people have said it directly to her, and she just keeps going. And she's growing and she's developing and she's fulfilling everything that's inside her. I remember reading an interview. The interviewer was asking her, do you ever stop? And she's like, no, I have to remind myself to sleep. I have to remind myself to eat, because I'll go 2, maybe 3 days without sleeping. And that's the passion she's going for. And that's the energy that she's going with it. And she's doing big, incredible, amazing things. She was in Star Wars as well. I just remembered. And this is a product of her just shedding all of those limitations, all of those thoughts of what are people going to say? What are people going to think? How are people going to feel about what I'm doing? And she just went for it 100%. So she's had to surround herself with people that are going to say the right things, because some of these negative words need a lot of work to get through and get past. Studies show that it takes 11 positive affirmations to combat one negative statement. 11 positive affirmations to combat one negative statement. And you've got to power through that. Yeah. And the people around you, I'll be honest, A lot of us have very average people around us with mediocre thinking and mediocre average aspirations. And when you start to step out of your bounds and their comfort zone, they don't like it. So they'll pull you down. You've all heard of the statement, crabs in a barrel. They will not want to see you rise up and leave them behind. And some people, you're gonna have to leave them behind. They might be friends, they might be family. You might not have to cut them off completely, but you might need to limit your exposure to them. And you might need to know what point that conversation needs to stop, pause, end, or whatever. Yeah? This is critically important to your growth, especially in the beginning. Because so many people's dreams and visions have been crushed by the wrong people being around them, or them worrying about what people are going to say or think. It's actually part of fear. And fear is false evidence appearing real. You're going to need to fortify yourself. You need to stand on your affirmations. You need to keep your vision and your goal in mind. And please, please, please be wary of the advice that people give. Because a lot of people who try to give you business advice and have never done business before. A lot of people who try to give you life advice and their life is a shambles. I read a book called The Richest Man in Babylon some years back. And it's a story of a guy who asks a wealthy man, how do I become wealthy? Because I work really hard and I put in the hours and I'm still broke and I'm still nowhere near where you are. And this guy goes on a journey where he's telling him, different things and different foundations and precepts. And there was one important part of the story that really struck me at the time. And this guy saved up a bit of money. He was saving 10% of everything he earned every month, which is an important foundation. And he got to a certain amount and he was talking to a bricklayer, and the bricklayer said, I've got these friends over the water and they deal in jewels and diamonds and whatever. If we put our money together, I'll go over there, get us some diamonds on the cheap, then we'll sell them and we'll be wealthy. So him, like an idiot, took his advice, gave him this money, and he went and started showing off to the wealthy man, yeah, I've invested my cash. And the wealthy man laughed at him and said, you've just lost all of your money. And the guy was like, no, I trust him, he knows what he's talking about. Lo and behold, when the bricklayer came back, he gave him shards of glass. There were no jewels there. There was nothing of value there. And that was a very, very important precept. Don't take advice of jewels and precious stones from a bricklayer. The credibility of who's giving you the information needs to be backed by track record. Don't get the wrong advice from the wrong people. Yeah? So important. Massively, massively, massively important, especially in the beginning of your journey, because, oh gosh, it will hurt so much when you put money into something and lose it. So much. Later on this week, I'll tell you about some of the wild adventures I've had where people have tried to scam me out of a range of different things. Well, a range of different amounts of money. So, I think I'll leave it there. Remember, your vision should not be bound by what other people are going to think or what they're going to say, because you're not responsible for anybody else's happiness, because happiness is an inside job. Think about it. How many times have you seen videos of kids in Africa who are orphans and in abject poverty, but they're laughing and they're singing and they're dancing and they're having a world of a time? Because happiness is not subject to your situation. It's an inside job. Yeah. I'll leave that there for now. Looking forward to the rest of this week. It should get very, very exciting very, very soon. So if you like what you saw or heard, like, subscribe, share, comment, ask me questions, DM. Let's get interactive. I'm on LordAllanKennethOkello on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. Until the next one.